All right, we got the Keldeo. We got no Donphan, which is always a great thing to see for Thundurus. Primarina, Annihilate, Landorus, Incarnate, Roaring Moon, and Metagross. Okay, cool. Love the idea of leading off with good old Big Belt, if we can. Doing some cool stuff there. Once we wear down Metagross, once we wear down Roaring Moon, Espeon has a field day at the end there. So let's lead off with good old Big Belt, see what we're doing, see what we're putting in. I'm trying to think what I don't want to lead off against here is maybe like the Keldeo. Keldeo probably causes a switch. Primarina likely causes a switch. What about the Annihilate? Annihilate doesn't cause a switch, but I don't like it. So we might just have to start popping that thing where we can. So let's see. Let's find out. Let's see what's going on. I just realized, you know, maybe the juju all season is because I have not been wearing the Detroit Steelwings hoodie. So that's on me. That's on me. You know, we gotta give the haters an advantage, right? We gotta let them know, you know, give them a little bit of a head start so that way when we end up in playoffs at the end of the season, you know, they can turn around and be like, well, you know, CBAD. So let's see what's going on. Big shout out to my man Kiowa Boom. Go check out channel link in the description. Let's run it. Okay, what do we got? Leading off with Toph. The Landorus. Okay. Blood Moon does disgusting things to this thing. I could go for a Focus Blast here to get the Blunder Policy off, which I'm going to do. That's why we brought it. That's why we brought it, right? Now, this can be the Sheer Force Life Orb set. If it is and he goes for a Focus Blast, bad news. Bad news bears, right? Because if he connects that, there goes our guy, right? But we'll find out. We'll find out on the damage depending on what he wants to go for here. Could want to make the switch. Could not, you know, could want to just get rocks up as well. Could be something that he wants to do here. Let's see. Calm Mind. Okay. Calm Mind. That's not what I want to see. I do connect the Focus Blast, unfortunately, which is not going to do too much. But that into a Blood Moon should be doing good damage, I feel like. Now an Earth Power would blow me backwards. But a +1 Blood Moon is still doing quite a bit. Oh, let me change that damage. Yeah, Blood Moon's still doing a great amount of damage to this thing. We've got Weavile in the back here. The one time you want Focus Blast to miss, right? And you don't get it. But this thing does do great work to my team, so we'll sit in here. We'll try to bring it down. It's only got 101 base speed. Grass Knot. Ooh, baby. That's going to take me out. Okay. Landorus KOs Blood Moon with Grass Knot. And he is Life Orb. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Do you have any priority on this thing? Does this thing get priority? I don't think he does. It doesn't get priority, so like Espeon would be a great switch here, right? You know, something like Weavile could be good too. Let's go to Weavile. I think it's a pretty straightforward play here for us, right? I don't think he'd let this thing go down. I'm gonna be offensive and go for a Swords Dance here. Yep. Was that an Attune Mermaid? Good old Primarina. All right. Poison Jab has a great chance to knock this thing out here, and that's what we're going to go for. Let's see it happen. Good play you could make right now is going out in a Metagross. We're going to go right for the Poison Jab. Oh, Rocky Helmet Primarina as well. Okay, that's going to take us out. All right. Primarina KOs Weavile with Moonblast. Okay. Got some good damage on it, though. Let me see here. What? So if I bring in the... if I just bring in Bluey, I feel like Scald's pretty free. I feel like Scald would knock it out from here, right? Does that bring anything in that I don't want to have happen? I can't see how much time I have left. Primarina. Trying to see. Like if we went into, got 30 seconds. Okay. I don't know if I want to pull the Thunderous trigger just yet and go for like an agility here. So let's go out into Bluey. Let's go out into Bluey. Scald from this range should kill. That is very physically defensive. That is very physically defensive. So Scald from this range should be able to knock it out. Alternatively, I could go for a Calm Mind here. I feel like that'd be pretty fair. Get a little bit of setup going. Let's try that. Let's try that, right? It'll help us out if Landorus comes in with the Life Orb Sheer Force Grass Knot as well. We'll be faster in this thing, and what would you want to do in return? I don't think it gets anything to hurt us there. We'd be faster naturally. You know, like Energy Ball, maybe? Energy Ball +1 isn't doing too much to us. Goes to the Energy Ball. Okay. 307. Did about 20. Yeah, I did about 24. Very, very not speed investor, right? So I'm going to go for another Calm Mind here. He withdraws. Okay. Let's go for another Calm Mind. We'll get the +2/+2. Here comes Glamrock. The Keldeo. Okay. Keldeo's not doing too much to us in return, right? Let's go for a Tailwind here, just to be safe. We'll get some support for, like, Espeon on the back. We'll get some support for Thunderous if we're able to bring that in. Goes for the Secret Sword. Specs is doing about 35. I didn't see where you're at. I don't think that's Specs. I don't think that's Specs. So we do see the Secret Sword. Okay. Yeah, +2 Scald, 26 to 31. Let's just kind of fish for damage. Burn's always nice, you know? Burn is always great to have. 26, 31, yeah. It's looking pretty offensive to me. Could be Scarf. All right, let's see where we ended up to kind of scout and see if that is, like... I don't believe that to be Specs damage. What I will do here... I'm going to go hard into... I'm going to go hard into Thunderous here. Take that Secret Sword. 35 to 41 to us. I don't believe he's Specs. We'll see here, though. Yeah, I did 25, so he's not Specs. This could be Scarf. Could be Scarf. That's looking like max special attack, not invested damage here, right? I'll go for a bulk up. Here's the Toon Mermaid. Okay. Goes to go sack this thing. All right, Tailwind petered out. That is fine at the end of the day. Let's just go for the knockoff here. Thunderous KOs Primarina with knockoff. We are +1. Citrus Berry is still intact. Oh, was I at the range? I don't think I was at the range. That put me down to like 61%, I think it was, for the Citrus Berry. Let's see what comes in next. Goes back down to Toph, which is the Landorus. What am I at? 169, 57. A Life Orb Sheer Force Psychic has a chance to kill from this range. I am not faster than this thing, so I'm going to go for the agility on the case that he doesn't knock me out here. Goes for Sludge Wave. It's probably knocked me out. Yep, okay. Landorus KOs Thunderous with Sludge Wave. Okay. I'll go on to Espeon here. Trying to see if I go for a Psychic or something, right? Landorus. Dazzling Gleam is not doing enough here. Shadow Ball might. If I Terrastalize and I go for a Shadow Ball It's a very neutral ground play, but I'm not getting the KO that I want here. He could very well go out into the Metagross or the Roaring Moon. I'm going to say... I'm going to go for Shadow Ball. He stays in. Damn. All right. Oh, crit. Crit mattered. Crit mattered there. Espeon KOs Landorus with Shadow Ball. Okay. A little bit of damage on Metagross here. Shadow Ball's doing a lot of damage to you, my friend. So I'm just going to go out into Uncle Rad here and see what you want to do. Knockoff, maybe? I like because I love the like little glitch where if you're a flying Pokemon going out to another flying Pokemon, if you have a flying animation, you go for it. Knockoff. Okay. Okay, that did a lot. Can I see what damage that is? Not banded, actually. Yeah, not banded. Earthquake has a chance to KO here. I'll just go for a Flamethrower. Get some damage to Shadow Ball and come in afterwards. He withdraws. Okay, fine by me. Goes back out into Glamrock, which is the Keldeo. Okay. We know that you are not Specs. Secret Sword is still doing way too much to me. Hard read to go back out to Espeon on the Secret Sword. A lot of damage. Does Dazzling Gleam KO this thing? 87 to 104. I'll go for that. He saw me go for the Shadow Ball read last time. Does he go out into Metagross or Roaring Moon here? Goes back down to the Metagross. Okay, so Shadow Ball would have been a better play there. Maybe he's like weakness policy or something? Because we're seeing some good bait here on that. So let's swap that back out. Let's go... I'm going to go back out to Uncle Rad here. Goes the knockoff again. Okay. It's in about 142. If he doesn't have the Earthquake here, I'll just go for Thunderbolt in case he doesn't think Earthquake KOs from this range. But max attack should. And Thunderbolt, if he switches out hard into the Keldeo again, we'll catch that on the switch. Good. Does not have the Earthquake. Just goes to the knockoff again. Okay, that is fine. Maybe his weakness policy. Maybe we are just trying to chip this thing down just a little bit more here. You know, that's not what I'm trying to do. All right, Metagross KOs. Gudra with knockoff. Okay. I'll go on to Espeon here. Shadow Ball on this puts me into a good spot to Tailwind Dazzling Gleam Sweep, it looks like, depending on the Annihilate set. So, would he let this go down as a thing? If I, like, trick this as he goes into something to resist the Shadow Ball, maybe? I'll just go for Shadow Ball. This is the only thing preventing me from, like, a Scarf. If I can get a Tailwind up with Suicune, going for a Dazzling Gleam Sweep at the end. Goes for the Bullet Punch. Okay. Oh, that does a fair amount of damage there. Shadow Ball should knock this thing out. Espeon KOs Metagross with Shadow Ball. I don't believe that crit mattered unless he was like max attack AV. Like max special defense AV here. Suicune being very defensive. I'm going to hope can take one when this Roaring Moon comes in. We were sitting a little low last I looked. Let's see what he goes out into. Goes out into the Roaring Moon. Okay. We do not see the... Where am I at? I don't think I can take two of these with you, right? So you weren't booster energy. So I might be able to take a knockoff here. Let's go out into Bluey. Unless he's banded. Unless he's banded Roaring Moon, right? There's the knockoff. Down to 88. Okay. We are still in this by a little bit. I'll go for a Tailwind here. And if he doesn't kill me after that, I go for an Ice Beam to get some chip. But like even right now, like Earthquake and Knockoff both have a very high roll if he's not adamant to kill me. So we'll see. We'll see. Needs a very, very strong roll in order to knock me out here. Withdraws. Okay. Keeping this thing around. Goes back out into Glam Rock. Okay. So we'll get a Tailwind up here. And I just try to get as much damage as possible on this thing, right? Yeah, and then I just gotta hope that like a Specs Dazzling Gleam KOs Annihilate there. Right? I get as much damage as I can on this thing and hope. A little burn action, maybe? My secondary effects have not been doing too well to me. Yeah, he doesn't want to knock me out. He wants to stall out that, he wants to stall out the, Tailwind. Which is the appropriate play, is what you're supposed to do. Because he probably has a Scarf user in the back here. You know, Annihilate could have Vacuum Wave, I suppose. This Keldeo could have Vacuum Wave if it's not, you know, if he's got it. If he's not choice locked into some way. If this is Scarf Keldeo, we still outspeed it with Espeon. So I think he's wondering if he knocks me out here just to stall the Tailwind, right? Because there could be some reads, you know. I could switch into Espeon right here if he wants to double. Withdraws, yep. That means I can also get a burn on something big, too. Oh, yeah, I can get a huge burn on this. Please. Secondary effects have not been my my forte here this generation, let me tell you. Okay, so I believe that to be Scarf Keldeo, so this will come down to a likely a 2-1 or a 2-0. Because like we saw, the Keldeo's not... So Scarf would make the most sense just to be able to like Secret Sword the Weavile and things like that. Oh, I hit Tailwind again? LOL. LOL. Just goes for U-turn. Okay, that's fine. Annihilate KOs Suicune. KOs Suicune with U-turn. But I guess at this point, you almost have to wonder, like, am I not Scarf, right? Like, what if I was Scarf Espeon the whole time for, like, a Scarf Roaring Moon or a +1 Roaring Moon? So there's a lot of mind games that could be played here. If he doesn't have the Vacuum Wave on that, or if he's not Scarf Keldeo, very, very slim chance. Very, very slim chance there. But, like, Dazzling Gleam should knock that out. Dazzling Gleam, depending on the Annihilate spread, would not knock out. So, yeah. I do not, unless we get a big crit and we outspeed this thing. I don't think I've revealed the Dazzling Gleam yet either. So we'll be naturally faster unless this is Scarf Roaring Moon, and then that's a 3-0. I'll go for it. Scarf Roaring Moon. That's going to be the game. Good job.